Hey guys, it's Lacey from A Glimpse of Glitter, and today I am going to be sharing with you my 10-hour stay put, no touch-up makeup routine. This is something that I recently discovered in the last month. Definitely have been wearing it every day to kind of test it out and make sure that it really is 10-hour wear. I've actually worn this to bar classes, I've worn it through workday. I've even unfortunately fallen asleep with it on and woken up the next morning and it still looks good. So I definitely know that it's long wear. It doesn't mess with my skin. I have a combination of oily skin, so definitely, you know, kind of on that fine line of, hey, is my skin gonna freak out over this product kind of thing. And I haven't had any issues with this. So just wanted to share with you kind of what I've been doing, how it's been working for me, and that way you could try it for yourself, because I know for me, creasing throughout the day, my makeup moving around, definitely a huge problem. So this has definitely cured some of that for me. What I start with is the Garnier 5-Second Blur Skin Renew Instant Smoother. I've tried a lot of primers. I've tried high-end primers. I've tried some other ones from the drugstore. And I haven't really been able to find anything that is better than this, that costs less or costs more. So I definitely think that this has been a great product for me, and I have tried this routine without using this, and I can tell a difference. So I definitely think that it does have a big part in how it all works. So I take about this much, wrap between my fingers, and just kind of massage it into my skin. You can tell I have a little bit of redness going on right now. A lot of that is just discoloration and some hyperpigmentation from recent breakouts. So yeah, the joys of combination skin. And definitely focus in around the chin and the nose. Those are the two places for me that I crease. Oh my gosh, drives me crazy. And this really does help to combat that. The second thing that I do, I take the MAC Fix Plus. Now, when I bought this, the guy that worked the counter told me, you know, this is what I recommend it for, but we can't sell it saying that it does this. It definitely does work as a finishing spray, and for me, a prep spray. I don't know why they don't sell it saying that it does that, because it really does work for that purpose. But anyways, that's what he told me, that they haven't been able to prove through testing that it does work for that purpose, but that's what they sell it for too from the counter. So what I do, I use my beauty blender, take the Fix Plus, give it a good spray down, because you know you're always supposed to use the beauty blender a little bit damp. I've tried just using water. It doesn't work for me. I have to use this product to really get it to stay put for me. And the foundation is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. I bought this back in December because I had heard so many beauty bloggers, YouTubers, bloggers, just anyone in general talking about this. And I thought, oh gosh, well, if it's working for all of them, then I definitely need to give it a try, considering my makeup really wasn't working for me anymore. I bought it and I was not impressed. It did not work well for me. And I just struggled with it. And really, I think the biggest problem that I had with it is the packaging. You'll see here, it's just an open glass solid container. Not having a pump is a big deal for me. If it's not in, you know, like a tube form, or if it doesn't have a pump, I am notorious for getting too much product. And when I do that, it just creates more issues with the issue of makeup staying put all day. If you use too much, it's probably not going to work for you. So really using the beauty blender in place of a brush, it does help combat that. And I have to be really careful, obviously shake it up before you use it. But I just start by tipping it over on my hand and getting about, it's a quarter size amount, but it spreads out a little bit, on the back of my hand. And what I do is I just dab the beauty blender in it, and I start at the bottom, at the base of my chin, and I start here. And I work my way up and out. And that's going to be different for everyone. If you kind of have a sequence that you like to go in for how you apply your makeup, that's totally fine. But for me, this is just what works. don't have to be as soft and gentle, but I try really hard to not tug on my skin. I don't want to create any more wrinkles than I'm going to have anyway. So, and blend into your neck for sure. No one's ever probably going to be a true match to any foundation, so I think it's really important to blend. I need just a little bit more, just a tiny bit. Don't want to be wasteful, but just to do my forehead. And I always go over my eyelids. I'm just weird like that. If I'm going to put it on, I'm going to put it on everywhere. And that's just my personal preference. So again, if there's anything that doesn't really fit into your typical routine that I do, hey, just switch it up with what works for you. Get a mirror. This is not my typical makeup setup, so I'm having to make some accommodations for that. I usually do this in the bathroom in the morning getting ready. Hair's getting all in my face. And any excess, just grab that and just dab. So really what you're wanting to do is to get this to just blend into your skin, just kind of sink in and create a good solid base for the rest of your makeup. And you'll see it doesn't cover everything. I would still say that this is a full coverage foundation, but it's not as good. Like I've tried Kat Von D's Lock It Tattoo. This I think is a better formula than that makeup, but this definitely isn't as full coverage initially as that one, just for a comparison. For concealer, I go in with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer. I got this the same time that I bought the foundation, and kind of going along with my feelings on the foundation is kind of how I feel about the concealer. It definitely isn't as tacky feeling as the actual foundation, but it still kind of has that consistency, and you do have to be careful with how you apply. Skin's going a little crazy today, so I've got to get the spots covered up. So after I do that, I go back in with the Beauty Blender. I always start with under eyes first, just how I do things. Had a little bit of a sinus infection, so I've got some dry skin going on, especially around my nose, but a little around my mouth area too, so I'm trying to keep this from grabbing onto that dry skin. And then go back down and make sure it's all blended out. Final touch there. And what I do next, I go in with a setting powder. I've had a lot of different ones. I have some from MAC. I have some from Kat Von D. And this one is from Too Faced. It's the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. I've tried the actual primer that goes with this line, and I really didn't like it. That's just my personal thing. You can tell because I've used almost all of it and it's starting to break up in the pan. But I love this. I really do. It's a great translucent powder, and it really does help the powder sit on top and not kind of fall into your pores. That's something that really drives me nuts when applying makeup. I can see my pores. That's not okay. That's not what I'm going for. I want to have a really airbrushed, flawless kind of finish, and that's really hard for me to achieve when I can see every pore that I have on my face. Definitely go around your nose. I'm using the Real Techniques buffing brush. I know that most people probably use this brush for foundation application. I really like it for powder. If you're using a translucent powder and your brush is super puffy, I don't know. I don't like how it applies for me.